gonna go straight in informally. We got Depeche Vader joining us on the show. Man who used to, well, we crossed paths back in school. He was our teacher.
Yeah.
He was our teacher, right?
Yeah.
Science teacher, man.
You taught science, so
Yeah.
like,
I try to teach science.
how did you get to that point? How did you get to that point? Like,
how did I get to the point of teaching science?
Yeah.
How long you got? Literally, how long you? I went to uni and I was on the cusp of being a sports psychologist. So in my final year at uni, my lecturer left. He was the only sports psychologist in the UK at the time, and it wasn't a big thing. No teams had sports psychologists. It wasn't a thing. He left to go to the States, and he said, "Come with me and do your final year there." And I opted against it. So I specialised in consumer psychology. So I came out of uni and I worked for Game Stores Group. I used to buy Xboxes and PlayStations for all the stores in Europe, and test games, literally.
Really?
So like that was my thing. Yeah, literally would test games, go to all the new releases, stuff like that. I got a bit bored with that. Didn't want to do that anymore, and I ended up going into publishing. So I was a magazine publisher for 7 years. Worked on the Arsenal mag, a few other magazines, like boring stuff like Auto Trader and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But it's a dying industry, right? Everyone's on the internet. No one buys magazines anymore at that time. I always wanted to get teaching. I thought now's the time. So I went off and did like a first year course in chemistry and did my teaching, and ended up at St. Joe's. It was my first job as a teacher.
Wow.
No way.
So how was that?
Is that why I flopped science then?
Yeah, literally. Straight up. I ain't gonna lie. That's why you flopped science.
No, I passed it with flying colours.
I probably did you all a pretty good service, I thought. You know, like I didn't try to be who I wasn't.
Yeah. I think
I was pretty down the line. I wasn't trying to have a teacher persona or anything like that. So hopefully I taught you science and then a few other things as well.
Yeah, because I feel like I think that's even a reason we're having this conversation now, because you're just open to it. And from day one, really, I felt like you just treated us like humans. Of course, we're kids and all that, but you would just, like I said, treat us like humans, whereas other teachers, they just approach things really kind of differently. So you're always one of these kind of cool teachers from the eyes of the students.
I don't think I was trying to be cool, but I get what you mean. I think like education's archaic, you know, like this whole idea of yes master, no master, you know, like it's not like that. The real world don't work like that, you know, and I knew it because I came from industry. I didn't come out of uni and go straight into teaching. I worked, you know, and I did different things. So I got it. Like you guys were getting older. You're going to get to that stage where you're going to go out into the real world. You need to have real world relationships, and not like, you know, me telling you what to do and you have to do it. Like, I just tease out that idea of you questioning things and having a bit of banter. And I thought, you know, I really enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah. It's mad because I honestly, anything that was done in school could have never prepared me for the real world. Ever.
No chance. Yeah, no.
There was little things like you've said, like obviously being yourself and obviously treating us like humans, for example. But there was, you know, there's the behavior side of it, but then there's the actual, like, no one ever taught me how to get a mortgage. No one taught me interest rates. No one taught me none of that shit. So I was like, what is going on? Like, I've come into this real world and it's like, whoa, it's a different planet. But yeah, I don't know.
So of course,
I get it. Yeah, there's got to be a change. I think there's got to be a real change in that. Like, we're teaching the same stuff that we taught 200 years ago.
Yes,
it's not relevant anymore. Like, why do you need to know the chambers of the heart unless you're going to be a heart surgeon? It's like irrelevant. Teach your skills. That's a good thing, to teach your skills. And I think now, because I'm still teaching,
love it.
That's what I focus on, skills. I really push skills.
Love it.
That you can transfer into real life. And that.
Amazing. Amazing. So
what's the deal with Australia then? Why'd you move? When was it that you left? Like year 9?
I would have been here 6 years in September. So about 6 years ago.
6 years ago. What was that? What was that, Daniel? What year 9, year 10?
Oh, yeah, but
Year 10.
You went straight from St. Joe's to Australia?
Straight from St. Joe's. Left St. Joe's, ended up here.
Wow, St. Joe's had such an impact on you that it made you move country.
St. Joe's and Slough in general, I think.
Yeah.
Where are you now,
Oh,
I'm in Poland right now.
Exactly, Michael, what about you? You're the only one left there.
Yeah, man, I'm the only one left here, mate. It's fucking shit.
Oh, man.
I hate it.
You got to make a move.
Yes,
moving in with Daniel.
World, man. It's a big world, but it's still small. You can get anywhere.
Here we are. Yeah.
Well, I found that because look, like I said, it was my first teaching job, and I found it like weird because they always said like, oh, you need a teacher persona, which isn't you. Don't let the students know who you are, kind of thing.
Really?
I think it was blatant who I was. I think like you guys are probably testament to that. Like, I didn't really hide it. There was like, oh, Vadher, you're right. Why is it smoky in this room, kind of thing. I think that was like a running thing. Everyone kind of knew.
Honestly, mate, I ain't got a clue why it's fucking on fire.
Yeah.
Crazy. No, but what did I want to touch on? I think what you talked about is that school system needs a change, 100%. I think it's like one of those systems that's like still lagging behind. A lot of things are undergoing big change right now. The school just standing stiff, and I wrote about it in a recent blog post, and I just said how it's really dangerous telling kids basically that, oh, you're a failure because you can't perform well in academia. Like, it's terrible. It sticks with them, this label of that they're a failure. So what you said about teaching skills and understanding that the person's intelligent, and you just have to find their talents. It's big.
Yeah, and like look, I saw enough of it there, and I've seen some of it now as well. Like when teachers chop kids down, like what's the point? What good is that going to bring? Build, like I've always thought, just build them up. Look, science might not be your thing, but this one particular thing could be. And it's just unfortunate you've got to go through all this different, all these different syllabuses and curriculum and all that. To find what you're good at and what you're going to do. But if you bring the skills to the front and make kids believe in themselves, man, like it's a big world. There's lots of possibilities out there, and I don't know. I think we discourage kids too much. I don't know. Like, I don't know how much it's changed in the UK after I left. I don't know if it changed for the better in any way, but I can't. Looking from afar, it doesn't look like it's got any better.
I 100% agree about. We discourage kids too much. Even parents do it. It doesn't really do any good a lot of the time.
Well, like, look, Daniel, like when we spoke last, and you were saying, "This is what I'm doing. I want to do this. I'm into my fitness, and I'm just bench, like straight up bench all the time. I just eat raw eggs. Well, look, I'm just drinking raw eggs now. Jeez, right? And wow. And I thought, like, wicked, do it. Like, go for it. That's something that you're passionate about, and you want to help other people through it. Do it.
Yeah.
And there's not enough of that, and I don't think there's not enough of that. I still like. I don't know if you remember Kane Stamp.
Cool, totally.
100%. Yeah.
So Kane's still like now and then, like we message each other once in a while, and I still follow what he's doing. I remember he used to spit bars at school, and I was really encouraging, like, do it, man. If that's what you want to do, do it.
He's so good. He's so good.
Stephen Tierney. There's a few boys from back then. Matty Cash. Do you see how good?
Matty Cash, he's killing it.
Yeah. Jeez, man. Like,
he rolls around a bit too much, but he's doing all right.
Yeah. Well, I think he always did, didn't he?
He must be on some serious money though. To be like,
exactly. Pro level. Like, who would have, everyone knew he had talent in that area, but who actually said to him, "No, you're going to go off and smash it"? There would have been like 2 people in his life as teachers that probably told him that.
Yeah.
Especially in something like football, where the chance of you making it is so low. Like, everyone wants to be a footballer, right?
And how much of it do you think comes from ignorance, and how much of it comes from kind of maybe even being bitter and trying to, I don't know, maybe you didn't have a great life, you kind of want to chop them down because
so look, I think it's not about that. I think it's just it's the actual teaching is, hang on, sorry, hang on one second.
You're all right.
I got guests round. I've got this little but it's what we're saying, like that idea of cutting people down. I don't think it is. I think it's like it's an intense job. Like being a teacher is crazy. Like if you think about it, like especially in secondary school, if you're teaching say 4-year levels and there's 30 kids in each class, yeah. So what's that? 120 kids. 120 kids that you directly teach. And on top of that, all the staff body in the school. So say there's 50 staff members. So that's let's just say 200 people on a daily basis, just needing you, like constantly. Like, I need you for this. I need this from you. I need that from you. So it's like just super intense. Like teachers get burnt out. Standard. It just happens because, especially the ones that are really invested, because feedback's really important. If your teacher's giving you feedback, they're telling you what to do and how to improve, and asking you questions, getting you to be more inquisitive. It's draining. So sometimes for teachers it becomes easy just to flick that switch sometimes and say, nah, I'm not interested, or nah, like you're too trying, like you're taking the piss now, kind of thing, rather than actually I see something in you. But I think I was a bit different because I like the troublemakers. For some reason, I liked all the troublemakers.
You still remember Jack Murphy and Neshra and all them boys?
Yeah, man, do you remember?
I'm sure I'll be watching this.
Yeah, because I think I was a bit of troublemaker at school as well. I got in trouble all the time.
Yeah,
and you just need people to believe in you and think, yeah, actually, there's something in you.
yeah.
It's like you need that. Otherwise, it'd be just boring as well.
Yeah.
Like if everyone was just like, yes, sir, no, sir, or what should I do? Here's my homework.
Yeah.
It's a bit dry. You want like a bit of a chat, a bit of banter, a bit of a challenge, all of that.
Need a balance.
Don't want it. Yeah, balance. Yeah, pure balance. So big chucks it.
Jeez.
It's all about balance.
Even got the yin yang tattooed on my back, and it was kind of like it was a rational.
I forgot you even had that.
I was like, let's do it, bang. And then I remember I got it right, and I was like, whoa, what have I done? This is permanent.